Hi, it's Jackie Jones from jackiejones.com, and I've got a new programme. So I thought I'd just give it a go, and then I thought, what am I going to do? So this is just a little bit of an introduction to me, or just a little bit so that you can get to know me. I get to know my clients quite a lot during sessions. I do share some of my things, but I thought, let's structure this in some way. Me and my lists. I've got a list here that I will be referring to. So if I'm looking down, I do apologise. But this is 10 things I know to be true about me. So yeah, giving away lots of deep, dark secrets in this one. So the first thing is, I did my first counselling course back in 2004. My youngest was about 8 months old when I started to do it. It was person-centred. Nothing against person-centred. People like person-centred, but it wasn't for me. Maybe I'm not person-centred enough. That's terrible. I took a break, and then I eventually went back and did 4 years training in transactional analysis, which is a lot easier to do than what it is to say. So that's the basis of my training in psychotherapy. And then I've more recently started doing the 3 principles and being more of a coach than a psychotherapist, although I do mix and match depending on what I think is appropriate for the client that I'm seeing. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that I lived in a small holding in Wales for a few years where I learnt how to artificially inseminate a pig. Not much call for that now in the therapy room, but if ever there was a call for it, I'm your man or your woman, whichever way. The postman used to bring it in a little envelope. I'm sure he didn't know what he was bringing in the envelope, but I used to artificially inseminate pigs that we had on our small holding. And another useless piece of information as a 2.A is that a pig's gestation period is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, which just rolls off the tongue, really. Yeah, quite like that. I've never forgot that, so it's obviously easy to remember. So number 3 is that I'm a mum of 3 kids. Oh, should I tell you how old my oldest is? My oldest is 32 this year. That makes me so old. I've got a son who's my eldest, and I've got a daughter who recently made me a nanny, who I now love. I've got a grandson, and my baby is a son who's 14, a teenager, and brings me joy every day, along with other various things. But that's another story for another video, maybe, at some point. Fact number 4 is that I suffered from postnatal depression with all 3 of my children. It's not something I talk about that often. I'm not sure why. It got progressively worse with each one, and after my 3rd child, it was, looking back, it was a really difficult period. There was quite a few things that happened that stuck with me, and I think that's probably why I started looking into counselling and psychotherapy, because, as I said, I went to college to learn person-centred when he was about 8 months old, because I literally thought I was losing my mind. Thought he was going booloo for a while there, but it passed. Took a while. Looking back, it did take a while. It was probably about 2 years before I felt like me again, but I've been me ever since, which is quite good, and I've got 3 wonderful children. So number 5 is I've recently started working for Chorley FM. Woohoo, go on me. I live in a little village called Coppell, just outside Chorley in Lancashire. And I sent an email and just asked if they're working with any psychotherapists or therapists. And they invited me in for an interview. I had an interview, and I've been doing my training ever since. I'm not sure what I call myself now, because I'm not a disc jockey. I don't jockey any discs when I go there. It's all automated by a wonderful man that runs the radio station. Am I a radio presenter? Don't know. But I come over the airways, usually on a Saturday, although I think that's going to change. I've got my last training, hopefully, this week, and then I'll be let loose, where I will need to mind all my P's and Q's as I come over the airways. That's fact number 5. Fact number 6, talking about P's and Q's over the airways, is that I swear a lot. Sometimes they slip out, drop the F-bomb now and then. If I'm in a session with a client, I do ask permission before I swear, because some people don't mind and some people do. So I try to be appropriate in my swearing. somebody once said that swearing is a sign of a lack of intelligence because you can't use another word to use. But sometimes, yeah, it's the only word that fits. So, yeah, that's fact number 6. Fact number 7, I started off by writing, I really don't like flying, but then I scribbled out really don't and said, I think I don't, because I'm not sure whether I do or I don't. I'm not sure whether it's habitual thinking that I just say, ooh, don't like flying. I didn't fly for 30 years until a couple of years ago. Sorry, I'm just going to turn my phone off. Until a couple of years ago when I flew and I didn't die. Woohoo! So yeah, I think one of the things I talk about a lot during sessions is that our thoughts create our reality of the world. I'm doing this a lot with my hands, not sure why. And that becomes our reality. So me saying I'm thinking I don't like flying then becomes a reality that I don't like flying. So I'm going to explore that a little bit curious about what actually it is that I don't like. And I've been playing with it this morning and I have no idea. I just say I don't like it. So yeah, maybe I need to take that to therapy, but there you go. What's next? Number 8, I fostered over 28 children in a 12-year period. Mainly teenage boys. Did have a couple of girls throughout that 12-year period. Yeah, loved it. It was hard at times. I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't change it. I really enjoyed it. It was a worthwhile career that I chose for 12 years and still in contact with some of the kids. Some of the kids really were very lively and individual in nature. Again, I think that made me look more into the therapy side of things in order to try and help them instead of just being a mum. Or a surrogate mum or whatever it is that foster carers do, which is a fantastic job, by the way. Yeah, I wanted to delve a little bit deeper and see if I could help them a little bit more. So I was literally fostering when I started training to be a psychotherapist. So that's number 8. Number 9 is that I know we are all okay even when we don't feel it. Again, this is something that I talk a lot about in sessions, is that we're born okay. And we are always okay. We don't need to learn how to be okay. We don't need to go on a course, which is another thing. I love going on courses. If there's a course, I will go and sign up and do it. But you don't need to go on a course how to learn how to be okay. It's not a new skill. It's not something that you have to work at and practice every morning when you get up. You don't need to do the mantra. What happens is that life sometimes throws us a curveball and we forget that we're okay, or we just can't see it. Sometimes it's like the sky, it's always there. The sun is always up in the sky, but sometimes the clouds cover it over and we forget that it's there. But underneath all of that, we know that it will come out again at some point, and that's kind of like being okay. It's always there. We just forget. So it's not something you need to work at. So if there's anything that you take away from this video, it is that you are okay. I know that you're okay. At times, you just don't feel okay. So yeah, go you. And the last one, number 10, is that I don't have all the answers. Yeah, there's a surprise. Hopefully you got to know a little bit about me. I used to try for perfection, but gave up on that quite a few years ago. Don't know whether that's an age thing or just realised that, yeah, nobody's perfect. And the more we try to be perfect, the more pressure we put on ourselves. We all make mistakes. That's part of being human. I do a podcast which is about being human. It's living life as a human, where I talk a lot about the thought and how that impacts on our feelings, that then impacts on our actions. And it's all based on the 3 principles, which I am massively in love with. I think once you learn a little bit more about human nature and how we all think and we believe the thoughts that we have, we believe them all to be true, when the reality is that it's just our perception of what's going on at the moment. So I hope you've enjoyed that and you've stuck with it to the end if you're still listening to this, which is brilliant. Thank you for that. So you can find me at jackiejones.com. You can find me on my that's my website, jackiejones.com. You can find me on my Facebook page, which is Jackie Jones Coaching. You can leave me a message on there. You can ask me any questions and I'll get back to you. You can email me at jackiejonescoaching@gmail.com if you want to. I'll be doing more of these because I love this program that I've got. It's got my little coaching and psychotherapy across the bottom. It's got, wrong side, it's got my logo up at the top there, which is, this is all mirrored. This is a bit weird. So yeah, I'll shut up now because I've been on for 10 minutes, which is far too long. That's a minute for every one of the 10 things you now know about me. So enjoy the rest of the day and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.